What's going on, guys? Today I'm here to talk about Bully, or I guess the lack of Bully. As some of you might know, that was scheduled to release today, and it did not end up dropping. I guess Kanye did end up going live and having a bit of like a listening party type thing, playing music, and overall, people seem to be liking it a lot more than what they thought. Not that it's their favorite project they've ever heard, but the quality seems to be a lot more closer to something like Donda than it is of Vultures 2. And this was very much in question because there was people talking about how he used a lot of AI to make these songs using like Don Toliver reference tracks. So when people heard that stuff, they were very, very concerned about this project and what it would end up sounding like. And it seems like after kind of getting his head straight a little bit and coming down from the, I don't want to call them highs, but lows, whatever you would want to call it. He seems to have, gotten a little bit more of a clear idea of what he really wants to do with this album rather than a bunch of performative stuff to get attention. So now that he's in a much clearer headspace, it seems he is currently working on, I guess, reshaping the album to be more up to his standards. So that is one reason why I'm assuming this is not coming out. And that is honestly a good thing. I would rather have a better album that takes longer than some slop just to have it, release on the scheduled day, quote unquote. I think that this might be posing some issues as far as like pre-orders with vinyls and such, but I mean, I did not do that, and if you did, I think that you should have expected something like this, especially from Kanye. Even if everything was going well, like on his best days, like who knows if that album's going to drop on the day he says it does. But I just find it very interesting because obviously Kanye seems to be at a weird point in his life where he is trying to figure things out still. It looks like he's getting a little bit closer to having that all arranged properly for himself as far as just all the things in his life. And the music seems to be reflecting that. Like, a lot of people thought this was going to be straight garbage, kind of me included. I was going to listen to it, check it out. I'll always do that for Kanye just because of the different things he's already given us. How could you not, just to see, maybe he cooked, who knows? And I did not listen to this listening party. I wasn't up that late. I think I was really late when it was going on. And I'm also more of like a final product guy. Like at times, maybe I'll hop on a stream or something, but I would much rather just listen to it once it's fully complete and done and not kind of see the behind the scenes. If I do see the behind the scenes, I would like that to be like in post as well. I don't want to really see it in the moment. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that feeling. But yeah, Kanye is just in a very weird spot right now. Even with things seeming to be, getting better overall, just like overall in his life, the music being a part of that, but also just the different things that he was saying and clearly the bad headspace that he found himself in. But now I am curious of, when will Bully drop and what's it going to sound like now? Because there was already some tracks that technically released from it, like a few of them. And I'm curious if he ends up just scrapping everything just because that's the kind of guy he is, especially with what was kind of attached to those older songs that are already out. Like, it wasn't until like early this year, I feel like anyone heard about him being like, oh, maybe I should have not said all those things, and started apologizing to the Jewish community. You got a rabbi, so he could be like, look, I went to this guy. But yeah, I'm very, very curious. Does like that stand in its current state? Because I could see, depending on how badly he feels about what he said and how much remorse he actually has, as opposed to how performative these are, just to hopefully get the masses a little bit more back on his side, he might end up just taking those down off streaming completely. And I honestly wouldn't blame him, just because I feel like you would want to depart that part of your life, depart that time of your life, and I wouldn't necessarily want people to evaluate my catalog as a whole to include those moments. So I am a little bit, I think he might remove them. He might not. Who knows? I don't think any of those ones had anything super bad in them, but I mean, I might not be remembering correctly because they weren't that good either. Like, they were fine from what I remember. I can't even really remember the tracks, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you. But what do you guys think? Is Kanye, is he about to come back like better than we have ever thought he was going to. I mean, what, since like 2022 when all this kind of started and he started really kind of just going off the rails. Do you think it's just going to be kind of all right, better than we expected, better than Vultures 2, but still more so maybe in that Donda area of like where people in general kind of fall in his catalog? I don't think anyone thinks he'll ever reach the heights of Graduation or Life of Pablo. But who knows? He could get close. And honestly, it might just be him needing to find the right sound to do it. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Bully, especially with this new news about how it seems like he's really rethought how he's going to produce it? And obviously, all the AI stuff seems to be a little bit more behind him. But who knows? Like I said, I didn't watch those listening parties. So if you guys did and you had a little bit more insight, please leave it down below in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Any thoughts you have, by the way, down below. I appreciate you for listening to this if you did, and I'll catch you later.